Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaican news in review. Man allegedly pushed from wall by a cop at murder scene, probe launched. A probe has been launched in an incident where a man was injured during an alleged confrontation with a policeman in the community of Walker's Hill in Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. Residents say an argument developed between the man and the policeman over an incident in the area this morning. Police investigators were called to the community after a man said to be of unsound mind chased a group of people along Red Hills Road and managed to inflict chop wounds on 3 of them. Construction worker Philip Bennett died as a result of the injuries he sustained. Residents allege that during the incident, the cop pushed the man from a wall. The man sustained injuries and was taken to hospital by cops at the scene. Inspector Colin Berger on Red Hills Road said a full investigation will be conducted. Elderly man shot to death at home in Westmoreland. An elderly man was shot dead at his home in Darling Street in Westmoreland on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as 66-year-old Dudley Levy. Reports from the police are that residents heard loud explosions shortly after 1 a.m. and summoned the lawmen. Levy's body was found at 6:30 a.m. with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Westmoreland police are investigating. Rastafarian killed on Bob Marley Beach in Bull Bay. A man believed to be a Rastafarian was reportedly killed yesterday afternoon on Bob Marley Beach in Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Reports suggest that the man was a member of the Rastafarian community, but police have been unable to confirm the identity of the deceased. The Police Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, confirmed that the murder occurred about 4:30 p.m. Detectives had left the scene, so we have no additional information at this time, a representative of the CCU told reporters. The Bull Bay community has been rocked by internecine gang violence to recent months. Recently, in early September, the Police Information Arm reported a double murder in the Rastafarian area of the community involving 50-year-old carpenter Lennox Douglas Michael of Evans Lane and 37-year-old Tafina Thomas. In June, there was a triple murder involving Raymond Jackson, 54, his nephew-in-law, 29-year-old Arville Hermit, otherwise called Mr. Bean, and Kevin Bonfield, 26, otherwise called Killy Killy, all laborers of the St. Andrew community. Godfrey Stewart High firm on dress code policy. Neither the roadblocks mounted nearby nor protested parenting could sway administrators of the Godfrey Stewart High School in relaxing those dress codes and allow entry to students they deem in breach of the rules on Monday. The school steadfastly stuck to their view that skirts that are no more than 5 inches above the ankle protect young girls from being molested, and boys' pants must not be less than 16 inches in diameter. When reporters visited Westmoreland shortly after 9 a.m., hundreds of students were milling around outside, and some parents crossed the school gate trying to persuade the principal to allow their children inside. Nothing is wrong with their uniforms, it's all about learning. It is a risk to kids them on the road. Later, you're going to hear say they're missing, distraught mother Stephanie Fullwood told reporters. She said the institution should have informed parents about the uniform guidelines. However, Principal Emily Lawrence Ricketts told reporters that parents were informed of the new changes. The guidelines, she said, were provided in packages provided to parents, and others were informed via WhatsApp platform. Since May 26, one of the reasons we are having this uniform community drive is that we have had a number of predators who molest the young girls in taxis and buses. What we are trying to do is to use the uniform as a deterrent. When the uniforms are short, the predators tend to touch the students. There have been a surge in molestation cases in the institution because of public transportation, Lawrence Rickett explained. The Parents Teachers Association has made provision to provide one uniform free of cost to those struggling parents. Those uniforms are made at the school, she added. On Monday morning, Lawrence Rickett stood at the gate and handpicked students who could enter the school premises. Those deemed in breach and their parents pleaded with the principal to be lenient, but she was not having it. One parent who only identified himself as Rico told reporters that both her daughters were blocked from entering the institution on Monday morning. She theorized that some students were barred even though their uniforms conform to the rules or being penalized because they did not purchase uniforms from the school. The school charges $3,000 for a skirt, while tailors charge between $1,000 and $1,200, he said. We not have it, no have $3,000 and it's hard. A party me I live off for. Me no have no money, me stress, me broke. Me no have no baby father, she stressed. It backward bad. Of course it is backwards. Them need to set an easy system. If an over school uniform buy, you can't come in, the mother complained. Another single mother who said her daughter was also not allowed inside told reporters that the incident had left her angry. She said she watched students fainted as they stood in the hot sun. By mid-afternoon, Principal Lawrence Ricketts was locked in a meeting with the Ministry of Education's Director for Region 4, Michelle Pinnock, and parents anxiously awaited word of what will happen and when they go out to school on Tuesday. Up to press time, there was no word on the outcome of the meeting. Cop civilian rushed to hospital after Portmore stabbing incident. A policeman and a civilian were seriously injured in a stabbing incident in Hamilton Gardens, Portmore, St. Catherine on Saturday evening. Reports reaching reporters are that the policeman was alerted to a dispute between a man and a woman. After the policeman intervened in the argument, the cop and the man were reportedly stabbed by the female. The injured officer and the man were reportedly taken to hospital in serious condition. Award-winning actor Christopher McFarlane has died. Award-winning actor Christopher McFarlane has died. I am in shock, comedian and actor Christopher Johnny Daly told reporters. I got up this morning and I heard Chris had died. I thought it was a rumor, but it was confirmed by close friends and relatives. I am literally still trying to process the news. Broadcaster Dale Harris also tweeted, "Can't take no more Chris." She could not be reached for a comment. I only heard he was in the hospital and he passed away. It was sudden, actor Junior Half-a-Dog Williams said. McFarlane had a stellar career in local theatre and film. While still a student at the Edna College of the Visual and Performing Arts, McFarlane was nominated for an Actor Boy Award for his performance in Dennis Scott and Echo in the Bone. He eventually won the Actor Boy Award for Supporting Actor for his performance in Bassett Darkins, Who God Bless, and followed that with another Actor Boy Award, this time for Best Actor in a Lead Role for his outstanding work in A Tempest. McFarlane has held major roles in productions such as A Raisin in the Sun, Against His Will, Country Duppy, What Is For You, and for a sterling role in the play Judgment. He was nominated for Best Actor in a Lead Role for his work in Appropriate Behavior. He also landed leading roles in several Jamaican films, such as Get a Life, Goat Head, and Better Must Come. 6-year-old boy dies after being swept away by floodwaters in St. James. Residents of Catadupa district in St. James remain in disbelief over the death of a 6-year-old boy who was on Thursday swept away by floodwaters. He is Javoni Kidd, who was a student at Catadupa Primary School, which is located in the community. The incident happened sometime around 2:30 p.m. as the child was making his way home to the community of Belfront, which is in Catadupa, shortly after heavy rains in the area. It is reported that on his way home, the boy came upon a ford, which he needed to cross to get to his home. While crossing, he reportedly fell and got swept away. Concerned relatives reportedly went in search of the child when he did not arrive home. They later discovered that he fell in the ford and was swept away by floodwaters. A report was subsequently made to the Cambridge police, and a search party involving residents and community members set out to find the child. His body was later found in the Catadupa River. Herbert Marcy Tech Security guard stabbed in fight with woman over dress code. A security guard at Herbert Marcy Technical School in St. James was reportedly stabbed in his left shoulder on Friday during a fight with a woman over an alleged dress code violation. Principal Paul Adams said the woman sought to enter the school's compound to watch a football match when she was barred. He said the woman was not appropriately attired. The school rule is that you can't wear B-Ride or compound the plant when students are there, Adams said, noting that for the woman, too short is a kind way of describing her attire. The incident happened around 3 p.m. 2 women, including the one with the alleged violation, breached security and then attacked him with a pair of scissors, the principal alleged. Adams said the police were called in, but by the time they arrived, the women had left the school. He said the guard was treated by a local medical doctor and sent home. Parts of the incident were captured on video, now circulating on social media. It appears students were among the witnesses. The Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force said it was not aware of the incident, which may be because it did not involve a fatality. Telephone calls to the head of the St. James Police went unanswered. During a parliamentary address last week, Education Minister Favour Williams urged parents and students to obey school rules. Woman and sons killed in Mobile crash were rushed into hospital. Thursday night's motor vehicle collision in St. James, in which a woman and her 2 sons were killed, reportedly occurred as they were rushed into hospital. The deceased have been identified as 75-year-old Hazel Thompson, housewife, 56-year-old Clifton Thompson Mason, and 54-year-old Barrington Thompson Mason of Unity Hall in St. James. The men were reportedly taking their mother, who had fallen ill, to get medical attention. It's reported that about 11:50 p.m., the family members were traveling from Reading towards Montego Bay in a grey Nissan AD wagon motorcar, which was being driven by Barrington. On reaching a section of AGS Coombs Highway in the vicinity of ATL Motors, he lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into a median. The police were called, and on their arrival, the injured victims were rushed to Conner Regional Hospital, where Hazel and Cleveland were pronounced dead on arrival, and Barrington died while undergoing treatment. 2 other persons were also reportedly injured in the crash. Workers stole of alleged cattle theft during purchase as seller fled, says Juicy Patties. Fast food company Juicy Patties Jamaica says its employees were in the middle of a cattle purchase on Friday in St. Anne when they were told that the cows were allegedly stolen. The workers, who have now been charged with murder larceny, were intercepted with 2 company vehicles during a police operation in Alexandria. Juicy Patties says it has placed a public advertisement inviting farmers wishing to sell cattle to get in touch with the manager, according to a statement issued late Friday. The company says a seller responded and arrangements were made for the animal to be inspected and transported to a scale with a view to purchase them. The Juicy Patties of Jamaica drivers went to the location and began to load the cattle. When the residents in the area alerted the drivers that the cattle were allegedly stolen, the seller fled the scene, the company stated. Juicy Patties said the drivers had been employed with the company for several years and no such incident had ever occurred. The owners expressed their gratitude for the swift arrival of the police, who intervened to separate the drivers from an angry group that had gathered, the company said, noting that its lawyers are dealing with the matter. The police have since charged 4 men over the theft of 6 cows. 3 are from Clarendon: 36-year-old driver Anthony Turner of Limehall District in Rock River, 53-year-old butcher Alvaro Black of Belpan in Osborne Store, and 73-year-old farm contractor Donald Gooden of Comfort in Tollgate. 23-year-old truck driver Romain McLean of Homans in Manchester was also charged. The police say the men were taken into custody after they failed to properly account for the livestock. They say the operation was set up following reports from a farmer about their cows being stolen. Affected farmers were able to identify their animals. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell